Vanity metrics may make you feel good, but they don't offer clear guidance for what to do next. Eric Ries, are you measuring the right thing? And more importantly, will the metrics help you improve your product? As a product manager, metrics are a crucial part of your strategy, a key input on your roadmap, and a critical means to gather feedback on your product. So today we'll cover a topic I really like to talk about, vanity metrics, and how to make the shift to metrics that matter. A time I fell head over heels for vanity and what I did about it. When Fab, a billion-dollar unicorn, failed as a result of chasing the wrong metrics, and a framework you can use to ensure you develop and implement metrics that matter. Now, it's an interesting thing to admit, I've been enchanted by vanity, like so many other people. In fact, my 20-something self fell head over heels for vanity in the strangest of forms, metrics. I attribute this to the fact that I had just launched my first company and I was looking for validation. It's not that I didn't understand the risk, but vanity metrics can lure you in. They give you a dopamine hit, a surge of pleasure-inducing neurotransmitters in your brain, and make you feel instantly good about yourself, your product, and your business. But they always lead to distraction, to setbacks, to challenges. Why? Positive trends in vanity metrics never lead to lasting value. But it's not just me who is a victim of vanity metrics. Entrepreneurs, product managers, and product teams also fall prey to vanity metrics. It's a shared experience. The answer: stick with me, and I'll help you resist the irresistible draw of vanity metrics and shift to metrics that matter. So let's take a trip back to my mid-20s. It was summer, hot and humid in the Northeast. I had just co-founded a company. Life was good. Or was it? In addition to a growing services business, we had launched a product focused on integrated cross-channel marketing. It's important to note that this was in the late 2000s, early in the digital marketing revolution, a time when the landscape of marketing was rapidly changing and there was little in the way of established metrics. So what did we do? We focused on views, open rates, and clicks, all vanity metrics. And while I could make the excuse measurement wasn't as robust then, that would just be a lie. It was more complicated. We watched the numbers carefully, and they skyrocketed as our product design, collateral, and execution improved. It all felt good. Then a client dropped the bomb. Where were the sales? If so many people viewed, opened, and clicked on emails and ads, why weren't their sales growing at a comparable rate? Now I could make the excuse that their website wasn't designed to convert visitors to sales, and that might be part of the reason. The other part, perhaps we weren't targeting the right audience, their potential buyers. What did we do at that point? Rather than argue, we went back to the drawing board. What should we measure to ensure we were reaching the right people? Now, I'll make an excuse. Demographic information about those we targeted, it wasn't as robust as today. However, we narrowed the audience as much as possible, focused on creating the right funnel, made suggestions on improving the site, and then the metrics we paid attention to. Instead of open rates, clicks, and views, we switched to conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, and average order value. Much better. Although we started with what I'd consider poor outcomes against these metrics, destroying my dopamine high, we improved quickly and made a meaningful difference for our client. Vanity metrics almost cost us a few customers that year. Measuring metrics that mattered led to meaningful outcomes and significantly increased client satisfaction. So let's look at another case study, one focused on what happens if you don't realize you're chasing the wrong metrics. Fab.com, once a unicorn valued at $1 billion, serves as a reminder. Fab emerged in the 2010s as a promising e-commerce platform, offering a curated selection of design-centric products ranging from home decor to fashion. Using a flash sale business model, it attracted customers with a limited time offer on unique designer items. The company's initial traction painted a picture of high growth, propelling its valuation. However, Fab's fairy tale soon became a story about the pitfalls of vanity metrics. Focusing on superficial indicators such as user registrations and website traffic, Fab overlooked the crucial metrics of customer retention and lifetime value. Amidst the dopamine high-induced trance of user registrations, management lost sight of sustainable growth. They spent heavily on marketing and customer acquisition driven by misleading metrics. This led them into a vicious cycle of chasing fleeting success, where they were constantly trying to maintain high user registrations and website traffic without focusing on the long-term health of their business. Reflecting on Fab's journey, an industry expert remarked, "A single-minded chase after vanity metrics can blindfold business to their key determinants." The myopic focus on feel-good metrics soon led to a rapid decline, eventually leading to Fab.com accepting a significantly lower valuation. So what are vanity metrics? Vanity metrics are data points that seem significant on the surface, but don't offer a meaningful insight into the health of your business. They can be quite deceptive, as they often provide a superficial sense of progress and make you feel good about your product's performance. Examples of vanity metrics include total social media followers, website page views, or app downloads, as they may translate into something other than meaningful customer engagement or revenue generation. In the early days of Airbnb, the team struggled to attract users and bookings. Why? They focused on the wrong metrics, the number of listings and website traffic. However, they soon realized that these metrics didn't reflect the true health of their business or the value they provided to their customers. So they shifted their focus to actionable metrics such as customer reviews, repeat bookings, and revenue per booking. By making this shift, they were able to improve their product and deliver meaningful value to their customers, ultimately leading to their success. This success is within reach for all of us when we use actionable metrics effectively. The takeaway? I can't stress this enough. It's crucial to distinguish between vanity metrics and actionable metrics that provide meaningful insights into performance. Actionable metrics lead to informed decisions, drive improvements, and ultimately contribute to the growth and success of the business. You must avoid the pitfalls of relying on feel-good numbers at all costs. So how can I identify vanity metrics? Distinguishing between actionable and vanity metrics can be challenging, as the latter often disguises itself as a valuable indicator of success. To differentiate the two, evaluate if the metrics align with your product's primary goals and objectives. If the metric provides surface-level information or has no connection with your primary objectives or the success of your product strategy, it's likely a vanity metric. Consider if the metric can inform decision-making or reveal growth opportunities. If it doesn't provide actionable insights or help in making strategic decisions, then it's a vanity metric. Another approach to identifying vanity metrics is examining their impact on customer satisfaction, retention, and business growth. For example, if a metric shows a positive trend but has no correlation with tangible improvements in customer experience or long-term success, it's a vanity metric. Airbnb initially tracked number of nights booked on its platform, a metric that showed rapid growth. However, realizing that this metric didn't reflect the core objectives of promoting unique travel experiences and creating a sense of belonging, Airbnb switched to metrics like guest reviews and host retention. This shift helped Airbnb improve its customer satisfaction, measure and identify growth opportunities, ultimately resulting in a stronger business. Okay then, so how do I develop metrics that matter? Product development is fast-paced, and focusing on the right metrics to include in your product strategy requires careful consideration and effort. Most importantly, you must overcome your fear of failure. Why? A fear of failure when developing your metrics leads to safe, meaningless vanity metrics. How can you avoid this trap? For each metric you propose, ask yourself whether exceeding it will lead to positive long-term value. In addition, there are 3 specific aspects to consider. 1, sustainable value. If we build a product based on the metrics, will it create sustainable value for the user, buyer, and organization? The key here is sustainability. You can often find sales, marketing, and channel strategies to create short-term value. If the metric doesn't show how to create sustainable value over time, throw it away. 2, measurable. Is it possible to measure value delivered, and are there success criteria? Start with a clear set of outcomes that indicate you're trending towards sustainable value. Then, when you sync back with your product team a year into execution, what would you like to see to deem the product successful? 3, clear and attainable. Will the organization understand what you're asking them to do? Are the targets possible to achieve within the constraints of the organization? Attainability and feasibility are different. A product may be feasible to build, but not attainable in your organization. Beyond sustainable value and ability to measure and attainable metrics, there is a framework you can use to guide the development of each metric. By dissecting the significance of each word in the sentence, clear, impactful metrics that map to sustainable value, the framework, it emerges. 6 important elements, 6 criteria to evaluate your metrics. First, clear. Metrics that require a PhD to understand won't work. Products require clear metrics the team understands and can rally behind to guide their development. Executives need metrics that require no interpretation and link to the company's goals. Complex metrics are too difficult to implement. Second, impactful. I can't stress this enough. Metrics must focus on outcomes and value, not process. For example, don't measure the number of reports delivered, measure the value of the reports instead. Did they save your user time? Did they result in a different decision? Executives don't care about process metrics. Third, metrics. Metrics must focus on essential elements of your product that need to be measured. Remember, metrics, they should be measurable, quantitative, and objective. Fourth, map. Metrics tie things together, ideally the product to an outcome. Metrics should also relate to each other and the company's ambitions, producing a big picture view of product health, market position, and revenue growth. Fifth, sustainable. Avoid superficial, short-term vanity metrics. The value demonstrated by the metrics must show that the product will sustain success, not an immediate peak followed by a long trough. Sixth, value. There's the value captured by the metric, the value of measuring it, and the outcome the metric represents. For example, revenue. Revenue can be positive or negative, valuable or distracting. Imagine profitability is more important, and it might not be the outcome the product's intended to achieve. Imagine its goal is generating free users to drive revenue growth of a different product. As a result, it might miss the mark. So a final note, when using this framework to create your metrics, give equal weight to positive, negative, and impacted metrics. While producing positive, meaningful value is paramount, remember that metrics important to the company, such as call center volume, can be negatively affected by your product. So now it's time to go forth and implement. Let's look at some advice from Sir Winston Churchill. However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. As you implement your metrics, it's essential to work closely with the analytics or technology team to ensure the accuracy of the data reported. Producing validated, error-free output is critical to building trust. Make sure to deep dive into the data in the first few months to ensure it's valid. Then, once you're comfortable with the metric and its validity, it's time to focus on baseline development and reporting. Look at the first 3 to 4 months and analyze the mean, median, mode, high, low, and outliers. Setting the right baseline, it's necessary to measure progress. If the data doesn't look good, adjusting the strategy, assumptions, data source, or measure itself might be necessary. Finally, prepare to learn from the data and iterate. Metrics feed product prioritization, decision-making, roadmaps, and pivots. The right, meaningful metrics are critical for product decision-making. Go forth and measure. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your support of our channel. Please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have any thoughts.